Okay, what's going on, boys? NealGuides here. Welcome back to another video. In today's video, we're going to go over the top icons that you can get under 500k. Now, I know some of them are like 550, but I'm still going to include them because they're very much borderline. Now, as a mother would say, the market has gone pretty much doolally at the moment, and the base icon upgrade is 450k, about 500k. And people are going to ask me, is it worth doing this? Well, you can take a chance. Maybe you'll get Eusebio 1 in, I don't know, 100,000, maybe probably even 1 in a million, but you're probably going to end up with skulls, so you might as well just buy a card. So let's go over straight into the best icons. So we're going to go through this on Footbin, maybe not as appealing as, for example, the game, but I want to show you some chemistry styles. So the first I want to go is with Seedorf. Now, people get this always confused. The base Seedorf is better than the mid. It's because of, number one, he has better defensive stats. So you can see the base Seedorf has lower defensive stats, but number two is the high work rates. The mid one has high medium. And you ideally want a high for a centre mid. Now, this is someone that can play alongside Kante. If you want someone that can bring the ball going forward, this is the player that you want. He's got the agility and balance, he's got the sprint speed, he's 4-star, he's high, he's got a good stature, good shot power, good long shot, so he can actually shoot, good defending. You put a shadow on him, and you've actually got a very good defensive centre mid that you can play alongside someone who's a bit more defensive. A very good dynamic player, got passing, got all the physicality. Basically everything you want for a bot. That's why pros have always gone to this guy for cheap teams for many years. If we move on, we have Canavaro, probably one of the better end centre backs in the game. Again, I'm just going to go over the meta cards. Towards the end, I might go to some of the cards that I'm like, maybe. But best centre back in my opinion, one of the best centre backs in the game. 5'9", yes, he's a bit short side. But if you don't want to play a fullback, if you're completely against it, I don't know why it would be, but if you are, just put a shadow on him. You know, you're talking about top agility and balance as well. Perfect work rates, good physicality, good defending, good pace, and good agility and balance. And the agility balance is really important. In fact, I'd rather have this over this one. Now, I know this one in theory is the reason why this one's more expensive. It's not only the pace, but the lack of the agility and balance. Look how much higher the agility balance is on this card. So agility balance is definitely there. Now, did you think I wasn't going to include this guy? Absolutely not. Of course, I was always going to include this guy since he came out. He's always been the best, the most underrated. I've always bang on about this guy every single year because no one understands. This year, same thing. Hunter on this card, you're laughing. 5-star, 4-star, medium, high medium. Can play practically anywhere. Ram, left mid, right mid, striker, centre forward, cam, centre mid. I played him in. Left mid, left wing, right wing, left forward, anywhere in the attacking half you can play. Top tier passing, top tier shooting, top tier pace. He's got the shot power and he's got the finishing, which a lot of cards do lack this year. So that's a really good thing. Top tier composure, good agility and balance. Can you really go wrong? If you can't afford this, go for the 86. He's a bit more pacier, a bit better agility and balance, but as soon as I can afford this guy, I'm getting him back in my team. I don't need to speak about him because I'm sure everyone knows about him. The more people don't know about him, the better actually. So let me just quickly swift away from him. Socrates, another card that I like. I don't like him because the balance is too low, but he's 5-star, 4-star, similar to Nedved, but I would rather have Nedved over Socrates. But if you're looking for a cam player, he's not a bad option. You put a Hunter on him, he's a really good card. I would, as you can obviously see, still prefer Nedved because Nedved's got the exact same thing as Socrates, but with better balance. But he does have that tall stature. So if you want a tall cam you like to cross the ball in, then Socrates is not a bad option. You could probably get away with centre mid. I wouldn't put a shadow on him because it's pointless. I'll just put a Hunter on him as a centre mid if you're going to be playing again. Him against someone like Kante or someone like that. Then we go to Yashin. Now Yashin... He's one of those cards where he's a bit too short. I wanted to put him in just because I think he's still a good goalkeeper, but he's a tad bit on the short side. And I think this year you ideally want 6'5"-ish is ideally what you want to go with. A lot of top tier players are green tummy in the corners, and that's why you need the height. But he's still a good goalkeeper. Czech is not a cheap option if you don't like him. I'm going with Seedorf already. Essien, I didn't want to put him in, but everyone's going to start crying if I don't. But high work rates, you can put a shadow and you can get a very good centre mid. Now, truthfully speaking, for his price, for 76 sprint speed, you might as well just get Kante. I can't really see a reason to get him, to be honest. But you can just get Kante. Kante is much better overall in pretty much everything. I mean, there's only you can argue the work rate's better. There's a few things. Okay, yeah, Essien's got a bit better passing. But you know, the sprint speed is virtually the same. The shooting, you're not going to shoot your CDM, so you want to give that to SCN, you can. The passing, of course, is much better on SCN. So if you really don't like Kante, of course, and go with that. But it's not going to make that much difference. The dribbling is better on Kante, not overall, but in terms of the agility and balance being the most important thing. Who cares about, for example, 86 ball control? No one cares about that. Defending, of course, Kante's better, 91 interceptions, 93 stand tackling, and 90 defense awareness. And physicality, he's got the stamina, of course. Kante does lack the strength, but has everything else. In terms of stature, there's a bit better stature on Essien, but I would still go with Kante. So unless you need an icon to link everyone together, he's a card to go for. The 85 is really the one to go for, but of course, at that price, who can really afford him for 800k? If you're going to be going to 800k, then you might as well go towards, we're going to be off topic here, but we might as well go towards Base Blanc if you're going to go to 800k over Essien. Just because he can do everything. He's a 6'4" beast with shadow. He's an absolute joke. Stoichkov. Now, Stoichkov is known to be a player. I prefer the striker variation because he's a bit cheaper. 3-star weak foot. Now, I know. He's not the best player for a striker or maybe but as a lamb or maybe even a cam, he's not a bad card. He's not a bad card at all. Now, if you can get the 90 rated, as a left wing and right wing, he's actually a really, really good card because he's got the agility and balance. Now, it's up to you really. I would still go towards the likes of Nedved, but if you're looking for a central card, because a lot of things like Nedved, he's not a central card, he's a left mid. Some people are like to me, I need chemistry. So if you really need chemistry, then get this guy instead. So let's say, for example, you're against playing a left mid in strike or whatever you want, then go in and put Stoichkov there. It gives you 4 chem. I'd rather him over Socrates. Yes, you lack the weak foot, but at least he could dribble. Moving on to Rio Ferdinand, a card, obviously the base is much more expensive because of the pace, but the mid Ferdinand is actually not a bad card, to be honest. He's actually a really, really good card. To be honest, I can't really see anything really wrong with him, part of the agility and balance. He's medium, but you put him on stable or attacking, you should be pretty much fine to go. You can borderline on the Sol Campbell territory. Again, I would still go with Canavaro. Like, I have to, don't forget, when I made these videos, I have to kind of accustom it to every single person, so that's understandable. But also, if you think about it, you can also go with the likes of Sol Campbell as well. It's either really very much up to you. Cafu, a new card, a new edition this year. Admittedly, I've not used him, but you can just you don't have to be a genius to know by the stats. He doesn't have the high defensive work rates, but for an attacking fullback, he's a really, really good option. Considering the fact that Zambrotta is so expensive, it's a bit difficult because Zambrotta is about the mid Zambrotta anyway is cheaper, but Zambrotta is so expensive anyway. If you can afford him, of course, get him into one of the best left backs and right backs in the game if you want about one going forward. But he does lack the defense side. But if you want a bit of balance, a bit of everything, he's definitely a card to go for. And he's got the 4-star skill move. So if you do really want the La Coqueta spam, I suppose you can say, you can definitely go with Cafu. But Cafu and Zambrotta, either one that, as I mentioned, Zambrotta probably one of the best left back, right backs in the game. The base card is better than the mid card because of the pace. And of course, the middle card lacks the agility and balance. So that pretty much sums it up. Now, Maldini. Probably one of the best centre backs in the game. Put a shadow on him, put him in centre back. Now, he is clunky, you know, expect him to be clunky. If you don't mind the pace, then I would say go put a guardian on him. That way you get that balance up at least. But medium high work rate is perfect for centre back or fullback and centre back. 4-star weak foot, 2-star skill, 6'1" stature, top tier physicality, defending and pace. Only in my books lacks the agility and balance. But you've got the passing as well, a top tier card. How could you say no to him, really? He's a really, really good card, to be honest. If you have the money, okay, he's 500k, but if you got the money, I mean, him and Canavaro are the really only 2 cards that I'd really play in a centre-back position for under 500k. Then we go to Linucon. Linucon, this is a bit on the other side. So Linucon is actually not a bad card. He's got a 4-star weak foot. And he's actually got pretty good finishing. If you put a hunter on him, he actually gets a lot, 99 shot power, almost 99 shot power. I mean, almost 99 shot power, 99 finishing, 92 shot power. If you want, you can put a hawk on him. That way you can bring it up to 97 if my maths is correct. Yeah, 97. You can put a hawk on him. He does have the strength and aggression a little bit, and he can jump and head the ball. You can dribble a little bit, not the best. He is unfortunately high-low, so I wouldn't expect him to be playing left mid, right mid too much. You can get the job done if you ever want to come back in offense, but as a cam or a strike, he's actually not a bad option, because a lot of people are trying to get these links, and they got these. I know everyone's stuck with Fakir right now, and they're like, what do I do? This is why I say with SBCs, you got to be careful, because you get someone like Fakir, you're like, well, how do I fit this guy in now? You know, what do I do? You know, I can't have a French team. I just got Dembele, and that's the only person I can link him to. So be very, very careful. A lot of these icons resolve this issue. Overmars is like a cheap Nedved. If you can't afford a Nedved, you'll go ahead and get Overmars. More of a left mid, right mid, 5-star, 3-star. You can easily put a finisher on him. The only thing with this card is he doesn't have the 4-star skill moves, and ideally he hasn't got the best of finishing. So more of a left mid, right mid, but definitely a very, very good card. You do of course have the base Nedved, which I think is an absolute bargain for 100k. You're talking about a very, very good card with a 5-star weak foot, medium work rates. I think they changed it this year, if I'm not mistaken. So he hasn't got the best, but if you put him on stay forward or anything of that, put a Hunter on him, he does make a pretty decent left mid and right mid in the game. The last one we're going to go is a Chefchenko, not this one. We're going to go with the base card Chefchenko, one of my friend's favorite players. 4-star, 3-star. High though, and he's always been known to be a pretty good card. He has a finesse shot trait. People have always traditionally put a Hunter on him because he's already got decent shot power, very good finishing, or very good finishing should I say, and very good shot power. Almost 99 I was about to say. Almost 99 sprint speed and acceleration, just lacks acceleration, and he has agility and balance. Not the most fluid of players, but at 6 foot, he can still header the ball going in. So if you're looking for a striker that can do a bit about everything, hold the ball as well, this is definitely a card for you to go for. Anyway, that is just, of course, the top icons you can get realistically under 500k. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. Thanks for watching. Take it easy. And of course, I'll catch you next time. Peace out, boys.